Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about my first SAG predictions. Like, these are going to be my predictions for the SAG film categories, ensemble cast, lead actor, lead actress, supporting actor, supporting actress, and even stunt ensemble. Again, we're inching closer to award season, so I'm going to start doing more of these kind of award shows. But before I do that, I do want to let you know that memberships are open for $4.99 a month. You get member shoutouts, member-only live chats, and member-requested reviews. It's going to be a lot of fun. But without any further ado, let's get into the SAG award predictions, and we're going to start off with ensemble cast. This is really tricky in terms of who wins, because I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. Because, I think our nominees are going to be Barbie, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Air, and The Color Purple. Now, you're probably surprised as to why I don't have Poor Things on here, why that's not on here. Well, I've noticed this trend where for the most part, in recent years, there's been, at least one movie in SAG Ensemble that's not nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. What was that movie called? Babylon this year. Then the previous year, it was House of Gucci. And then the previous year, there was Ma Rainey and One Night in Miami. Then the previous year before that, there was Bombshell, on and on and on and on. And honestly, I think, this year, I'm starting to doubt Color Purple. I saw that new trailer, and I'm getting Babylon vibes from it. And look, I love Babylon, but that movie, got only 3 nominations and didn't even win production design, which was, the only thing it was not, which was, the only thing, it was, fully sweeping. Even the BAFTAs even the BAFTAs went for Babylon, so it's in production design, so, yeah. So with The Color Purple, I'm expecting that to not get into Best Picture. And plus, I can't really think of any other movies, other than maybe Rustin, which is at number 9, that would not get into Best Picture, and yet get a SAG Ensemble nomination. Honestly, God, it is tough, because, I really do want to say Rustin has a pretty good shot, but again, it's just which movies could possibly get in and which ones couldn't. I'm not sure, and right now I'm thinking maybe Barbie wins SAG Ensemble, but even then I'm not really sure of that, because, the SAG, it's weird, the SAG Awards really do feel-good movies, or the teams you really cheer for. And stuff, how how we cheered for the team behind Everything Ever All at Once. I mean, even though I didn't like Everything Ever All at Once, I like the people, in it. Their passion is infectious, and that made my heart happy. Coda, obviously, granted, I actually did love Coda, and seeing the Coda team up there, that's all great. What was it called? The Trial of the Chicago 7. I don't know if it's really cheer-worthy, but at the same time, 2020 was just weird overall, and plus there was also the whole COVID thing where it's you had people Skyping or Zooming from home, and it just kind of made it all awkward, which again, that's not me criticizing them, the fact that they had to, obviously they should have, as that was the safe thing to do, but it's again, it's an unfortunate, unavoidable circumstance. I think that's where I'm getting at. But then the previous year before that, you saw the cast of Parasite get up there, and they're all happy. Then the year before that, you had Black Panther. Even though Black Panther got no nominations at SAG, at least no other, acting nominations at SAG, they voted for Black Panther to win ensemble cast, and everyone, again, it's oh man, look at the Black Panther team, that's all cool. Barbie might do that, but again, I don't know. It's kind of weird, because it's Barbie, I could maybe even see getting snubbed, but I don't know what, because I don't know what they would go for, honestly, unless Oppenheimer like manages to be very strong, like because even though the movie doesn't really make you feel good, the movie has proven to be very powerful this year, and I still think it's the front runner to win Best Picture, even over Poor Things, because it's not one of those movies like where it's like here's the thing. Oppenheimer's one of those movies where, you do feel bad coming out of it. You don't really feel good, but it's not ambiguous. Like, it's not, like, unlike something like The Power of the Dog, or Three Billboards, or Roma, or something like that. Those movies felt more ambiguous as to how you're supposed to feel, whereas with Oppenheimer, there's no real ambiguity to it. It's like, you are supposed to feel bad about humanity. And, obviously, this hasn't been lost on people. I mean, this movie has been praised by general audiences, and the fact that this movie has made over $950 million proves that this is a movie that the general audience really will latch onto. They have latched onto it. So, like, Oppenheimer could still very well win this, but again, honestly, if I'm being honest, at the SAG Awards, it truly is Barbenheimer. I honestly think it is really between the Barbenheimer movies, in SAG Ensemble, because like Barbie has a great case to win because it does make you feel good coming out of it. Oppenheimer, it doesn't really make you feel good coming out of it, but it is such a huge juggernaut this award season. Like, it's going to easily win the most Oscars. Like, because, like, I mean, even if Christopher Nolan doesn't win Best Director, the movie is still going to win, score. At minimum, this movie's going to win score, sound, film editing, cinematography. That's already 4 Oscars. But even then, Robert Downey Jr., I still think he's going to win. So it's like, even if whatever the case is, this is going to win the most Oscars, next year's Oscars. So Oppenheimer has a very good chance to win SAG Ensemble. Again, it's just like, is there enough passion from like the from the actors? Is there enough passion from the actors to do this? That's what it's gonna have to really come down to. Killers of the Flower Moon, I think, is easy for a nomination. Again, I don't think it's gonna win. I think really, Killers of the Flower Moon's only chance at winning anything at the Oscars is gonna be lead actress for, Lily Gladstone, and I still think that's gonna happen, but I don't see it winning SAG Ensemble. Air, I've always said Air was a lock for Ensemble Cast. I mean, hell, I honestly probably should have Air above Killers of the Flower Moon because it is such a big ensemble piece. And honestly, you do root for, these people. You do root for the movie. So it does have a great argument to win. And again, The Color Purple, I think it's going to be that non-Best Picture nominee that gets in. Because, again, the only other non-Best Picture nominee I could see, like, getting close to getting a nomination would be Rustin. But again, it's really tough. I mean, The Holdovers, you're probably wondering, why do I have The Holdovers so high up? I mean, aren't there, like, mainly just 3 actors? Sure, yeah. But there have been movies that have gotten nominations at SAG for so few performances, and I don't know, for all I know, maybe they might throw in some of the other actors, like, who knows. But from everything we've heard, that is a movie that does make you feel good, and I've always said, if there were ever a movie that could beat Oppenheimer, I do think it is The Holdovers. The Holdovers might be that movie that beats Oppenheimer. I don't think it will, but again, if any film had a chance to beat Oppenheimer, it would be The Holdovers. Poor Things, I think it's going to be that movie that everyone predicts gets nominated, but then just gets snubbed, and everyone goes, what happened with this movie? Like, sort of like how, with The Shape of Water, or The Favorite. I'm shocked The Favorite did not get nominated for the SAG Awards. Like, that is insane. Especially considering 3 of the actors got nominated. Like, what? Then there was, like, I'm trying to think of any of the other, like, really, really big surprises. Oh yeah, obviously The Power of the Dog didn't get nominated, despite the fact that at the SAG Awards, it got 3 nominations, and at the Oscars, it ultimately got 4 nominations for acting. So, I think Poor Things will get a hefty, like, a few nominations, or at least a couple of nominations at SAG, but I think it is going to be that movie that misses Ensemble. Maestro, that movie has a pretty big cast to it. Let me actually look up who's actually in Maestro, because there were a lot of big names that even I didn't realize were in the movie. Let me look here. Maestro. Yeah, Carey Mulligan, Bradley Cooper, Matt Bomer, Maya Hawke, Sarah Silverman. I mean, there are quite a few names, but, you know, yeah, so it's kind of tough. I'm not really seeing it, although, again, who knows. Then some others that I'm just kind of throwing in there. I don't think they're ever going to happen, but I had to, it had to be a list of 15, so what are you going to do? You know, May, December, Dumb Money, Past Lives, Next Goal Wins, Asteroid City, Zone of Interest. Zone of Interest, I definitely do not see ever getting into the SAG Awards. I mean, I don't think you'd be rooting for, you know, the characters in that movie, so, ugh. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Like, again, it honestly, it's kind of a coin flip between Barbie and Oppenheimer for me. Because, like, Oppenheimer is the stronger contender. Barbie does make you feel good. I don't know, but if The Holdovers gets nominated, that could threaten to win. I'm not gonna lie, that would threaten to win if it got nominated at SAG. Then we have lead actor. And as you can see, this is the exact same top 5 I have at the Oscars. Which is Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Colman Domingo for Rustin, and Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon, and Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers. I'm honestly starting to believe that Bradley Cooper is going to win lead actor, because after my Golden Globes video, I really started thinking about it. And I was like, huh, the Golden Globes would probably go with Bradley Cooper for this. It is a big, popular movie, and, like, he's caked in makeup, and it's a biopic performance. They might actually go for Bradley Cooper. As much as it would be weird, but the thing is, it would be very weird for Oppenheimer to win, like, a bunch of, like, 6, well, actually, how many am I currently predicting Oppenheimer to win? What was it? Sound, score, film editing, cinematography, supporting actor, director, picture. That's 7 wins, and yet Cillian Murphy doesn't come along with that. I don't, like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't know why, but it's just, I feel like, I don't know. There's a good narrative for Bradley Cooper. I mean, he's been nominated like 9 times, I think, and has still never won an Oscar. Yeah, I think it's been 9 times. But if Maestro, you know, gets lead actor, picture, and a screenplay, and if I'm not mistaken, yep, he wrote the movie. That tally is going to go up to 12 nominations 12 nominations and no wins. So, like, Bradley Cooper has a pretty good overdue narrative to him. But again, it's just weird. It would just be weird for for Oppenheimer to win 7 Oscars and Cillian doesn't come along with it. So now I think this is a race between Bradley Cooper and Cillian Murphy, and I don't know, something tells me Bradley Cooper might be more baity in the role. And again, there's a whole transformative aspect of it, and again, he is overdue for an Oscar, so there is that narrative. This is tough. Then at number 3, I have Colman Domingo for Rustin. Again, I feel like, again, very baity performance. That's going to be very... I know some people are predicting him to win, but I don't know. I don't know how... Like, I don't see a path for him to win at the Oscars unless, like, Rustin is in Best Picture. And this is not going to be another Brendan Fraser situation, because Brendan Fraser winning lead actor was like, again, I've always said this, that was like an event we had to witness. Like his performance was like the performance of a lifetime. I think it's one of the best performances I've ever seen. It was extremely baity, like he's crying, again, caked in makeup. My God. And the narrative for him, his comeback narrative was so good. And every time he came up on stage, he's crying and stuff. Like, that was a storm that I don't think we're going to see again for a good long while. And I don't think Coleman Domingo has that, status. I don't think Coleman Domingo has that status of, like, having that status that Brendan Fraser had. So I don't think he's going to win. Again, unless the movie's in Best Picture. That's all I can really say. Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon. I think he's going to get nominated, but, I don't think he's going to win anything. Despite how everyone is saying it's like his best performance, they're just not going to do it. I just know for a fact they're not going to do it. And Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, because, again, that just makes the most sense. If there were, the reason why I have this top 5 the same as my Oscar 5 is, well, for one, I don't really know who else could shake up this competition. I don't know who else could shake it up. Like, there would have, any one of these guys being snubbed would have to be a major snub for this to happen. So this is tough. And plus, there is also a stat that I've noticed in the past few years, the past 3 years, I should say, where there's at least one category at SAG that perfectly aligns with the Oscars. And I mean, perfectly aligns with who's nominated. 2020, you had all, same Oscar, same 5 who got nominated at the Oscars. Chadwick Boseman, Riz Ahmed, Anthony Hopkins, Stephen Yeun, and Gary Oldman. Then the next year, once again, lead actor was the SAG 5 that got nominated at the Oscars. Javier Bardem, Will Smith, Benedict Cumberbatch, Denzel Washington, and Andrew Garfield. And then this year, it was supporting actress, where you had Jamie Lee Curtis, you had Angela Bassett, you had Carrie Condon, you had Stephanie Hsu. You had, it was, oh yeah, and Hong Chow. I forgot Hong Chow, also Hong Chow. So, I mean, I don't know if this is a good stat to rely on. I'm not saying I completely rely on it. But, however, I do think it's at least worth noting that there is at least one category from the SAG 5 that gets into the Oscars. And out of all the categories here, I feel like lead actor is the most stable. I feel like these are just going to be the top 5 over at SAG. If there's anyone who could possibly shake it up, it might be Matt Damon for Air. Because, I feel like Air is going to do shockingly well here. And it's probably going to be film Twitter's worst enemy. But I think ultimately it's going to establish itself as a pretty passionate player at the Oscars. Anthony Hopkins for Freud's Last Session. I do want to see how that turns out. Then we have Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Number 9 could be Kingsley Ben-Adir for Bob Marley, One Love. Again, that movie's dead, and I know for a fact it's not going to get nominated at the Oscars, but the SAGs will do some weird nominations. They'll do some weird nominations like Ben Affleck for The Tender Bar, which no one thought that was ever conceivable. It's like, what? The Tender Bar? But yeah. Timothy Chalamet, again, some of these, I guess, the rest of these are kind of just what's the word I'm looking for? Trying to think, so again, just kind of placeholders to get to 15. Timothy Chalamet and Wonka, Barry Keoghan, Saltburn, Michael Fassbender for Next Goal Wins, Adam Driver for Ferrari, Joaquin Phoenix, Napoleon, and Andrew Scott for All of Us Strangers. Again, I don't think this is going to happen, but again, I just had to get it to 15. Lead actress. All right, again, this race is really, really tight. Because this is definitely between Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon and Emma Stone for Poor Things. A lot of people are saying Emma Stone is in the lead right now. I don't know. I feel like, especially at SAG, they might go for Lily Gladstone. I know, because I know there's some criticisms as to, like, her character didn't get a whole lot of attention, but we've seen examples of characters with not a whole lot of screen time getting, like, being powerful players or whatnot. And even then, but even then, the people who say that she is the standout of the movie. Like, she does, like, tower above everyone else in terms of the performances. Like, so there's that, and again, there is also, like, a good narrative behind her and stuff. So I don't know. I feel like SAG would especially go for Lily Gladstone. They seem to, again, they really, really like the career narratives. But again, this is also said to be like one of the best performances of the year. So there's that. But again, Emma Stone could take this. There is a good shot that Emma Stone just, like, takes it in a cakewalk. So there is that. Carey Mulligan for Maestro, I think she's gonna get in. And honestly, I feel like this is where we see Greta Lee for Past Lives and Sandra Huller just miss out at the SAGs. Because sometimes the SAG Awards will do some, like, insane snubs where it's like, what is happening right now? Like, the Belfast guys, not being nominated. Michelle Williams not getting nominated for The Fabelmans. The SAGs will just do some insane snubs. And so I think if anyone's on the chopping block, it might be Greta Lee and Sandra Huller. Even though I do think they're getting in at the Oscars, I think the Oscars will redeem them. But yeah. So who do I think is going to replace them? I think it's going to be Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple and Margot Robbie for Barbie. And yeah, I know it's kind of weird to say that Margot Robbie for Barbie. I think Barbie is going to do pretty well at the SAG Awards. Like, I don't think Margot Robbie is going to get the Oscar nomination, but they probably would nominate Margot Robbie, to be honest. Like this would probably seem like a SAG Award performance. And Fantasia Barrino for The Color Purple. Again, I think they might just really like they might just end up really liking The Color Purple. They might either really like The Color Purple, or they might not nominate it for anything except SAG Ensemble, which, as weird as that sounds, they did that with Women Talking, and they did that with Babylon. They could do that, but right now I think maybe Fantasia Barrino gets in. Other possibilities, Natalie Portman for May December, possibly. Again, like I said, Greta Lee and Sandra Huller, I feel like are going to get in at the Oscars, but the SAG Awards might just snub them. Annette Bening for Nyad is also a possibility. Helen Mirren for Golda, that's again very baity performance. They might go for that. Tiana Taylor for 1001, Anjanou Ellis Taylor for Origin, Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla, Julia Louise-Dreyfus for You Hurt My Feelings, and Jennifer Lawrence for No Hard Feelings. Again, like, I don't think they're gonna get in. I really do think it is between at least the top 8, like, where it's like Gladstone, Stone, Mulligan, Barrino, Robbie, Portman, Lee, Bening. I just don't think Sandra Huller is going to get in at the SAG Awards. I just don't think they're going to go for her. Then we get supporting actor. And we're going to have, I believe, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. I think he takes it. But again, they could go with Ryan Gosling, to be honest. Like, the SAG Awards might actually go with Ryan Gosling, and we might, but if he wins SAG, then he could threaten to win the Oscar, because if I'm not mistaken, just like this year, the SAG Awards next year are coming after the BAFTAs. Like, this is like the last major precursor. And we saw how SAG coming last had a pretty big influence on who won the Oscar. Because, like, literally 3 races, like, that were kind of up in the air were decided by SAG. Because, like, or at the very least, like, things became really confusing with SAG, but then the Oscars kind of went, oh, we want to kind of do that. Like, we thought it was going to be Angela Bassett winning the Oscar, and yeah, we kind of figured that she was going to lose the BAFTA, but she was going to win at SAG. Nope, they went with Jamie Lee Curtis out of nowhere. Then obviously Ke Huy Quan, but we all knew he was gonna win. Then Brendan Fraser, like coming back after the crit, like after Brendan Fraser lost the Golden Globe, he won the Critics' Choice, and then he lost the BAFTA, like to Austin Butler, and then all of a sudden, he wins SAG, and then he goes on to win the Oscar. And then out of nowhere, Michelle Yeoh wins lead actress at SAG, despite the fact that she lost to Cate Blanchett at Critics' Choice and BAFTA, which Critics' Choice was even more surprising because, we all thought they were going to go for Michelle Yeoh. But no, the SAG Awards went for Michelle Yeoh, and the passion behind that win catapulted her to win the Oscar. Is there going to be that much passion for Ryan Gosling if he wins SAG? Probably not. I don't think he has a good enough narrative, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't know if she had a very strong narrative. But then again, Jamie Lee Curtis has been around for a long, long time. Like, for multiple generations of people grew up watching her. So, you could argue that. Whereas with Ryan Gosling, I don't know. He started becoming, more of a thing in, the 2000s. But again, This will have to show a very strong strength for Barbie, and I don't know, that would be I'm not saying that wouldn't be a deserving Best Picture winner. I mean, I wouldn't mind, but that would be a strange turn of events if it turned out to actually be that way, especially when it already kind of seems like The Holdovers is going to be that. It's going to be that number 2 to Oppenheimer. But right now I'm thinking Robert Downey Jr. just might take it. He just might take supporting actor. But again, I'm keeping my eyes on Ryan Gosling. I've been saying for a long time, I think Dominic Sessa, ever since I saw that trailer for The Holdovers, Dominic Sessa is number 3. He is number 3 for the Oscar. Because this is easily a Lucas Hedges kind of performance that, this is his breakout role, and the industry's going to be like, whoa, where was this guy? Wait, what? It's going to be all kinds of craziness, and I think he's going to easily be a number 3 for this. Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things, I think he's going to get nominated, unless, maybe Poor Things just only gets lead actress, which would be very, very strange. And then that 5th slot, I'm thinking it's going to be Ben Affleck for Air. I think Ben Affleck is going to show up at the Golden Globes and the SAG Awards. I mean, Critics' Choice is not completely out of the question, although it really depends on how many slots they have, and that literally changes year by year. So it's not really useful. So I don't know, but I at least know for a fact the Golden Globes are going to go for Ben Affleck, and that's going to repeat at the SAG Awards, but that's not going to repeat at the Oscars. Any other people that could threaten? Honestly, I would not be surprised if Matt Damon for Oppenheimer started climbing his way up. I'm not predicting him for the Oscar nomination yet. But I don't know. Something tells me if the Academy is really, really passionate about Oppenheimer, they could double nominate in supporting actor, and who knows, maybe even supporting actress. Who knows? I don't know. But right now, I'm not really predicting Matt Damon for Oppenheimer. At least not right now. Willem Dafoe for Poor Things. Apparently, we've heard that he is way more in the movie than we thought, and he is the heart and soul of that film, which is kind of surprising because I thought everyone predicting Willem Dafoe was just crazy, because it's every time he's in a movie, y'all are predicting him. When people were predicting him for Nightmare Alley, I just assumed this was just going to be another case of that, where it's just people are predicting Willem Dafoe because he's Willem Dafoe. But it's that doesn't always work out that way. So, yeah, Robert De Niro I have at number 8 for Killers of the Flower Moon. I know everyone is saying this is one of Robert De Niro's most nuanced performances. I don't know. I think he's just going to get shut out this year. I mean, Critics' Choice might go for him, but I don't know. I have a feeling the industry is just not going to care about Robert De Niro. I don't know. I just have that feeling. Number 9, I know this is a weird one to throw in, but Chris Rock and Rustin. again, the SAG Awards will nominate just like out of the blue, like what, like kind of performances. So that's not out of the picture. Coleman Domingo for The Color Purple, I genuinely don't think, at least from what my theater nerd friends have told me, he's not a big role in the movie, or at least he's not a big role in the stage show, but we'll have to see. His best chances would be at SAG, to be honest. His best chances would be at SAG. And then there's Charles Melton for May December. Again, that might very well happen. That could happen. John Majaro for Past Lives. Again, well, then again, I don't know. Maybe they might, like, it's tough. Maybe that happens. And then you have Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction. American Fiction might, could be a contender, but who knows. Glenn Howerton for Blackberry. I don't think that's happening. And then Jesse Plemons for Killers of the Flower Moon. Although recently I've been thinking about maybe putting Brendan Fraser in the top 15, even for the Oscars, because like they're saying like his performance is a bit divisive, but at the same time, I don't know. Sometimes a divisive performance is the right performance, if you know what I mean. Like sometimes the divisive performance is the right one that they like. So who knows? But they do say that he is a standout in the or at the very least, you know, in the scene that he's in the scene, look what little screen time he has, he makes the most of it. Supposedly, I still need to see Killers of the Flower Moon, but I don't know, maybe. Then we have supporting actress. This is where, yeah, again, I feel like this is where like it's gonna be 3 out of 5 with the Oscars. We have Devine Joy I think it's Devine. I think it's, or is it Divine? Maybe Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I think she wins this. I think Divine Joy Randolph is gonna be like, if there is a path for The Holdovers to win Best Picture, it's going to be supporting actress, original screenplay, and picture. Like that's the package I think it would need. I mean, it could technically just get screenplay and be fine, but the package I feel like would be more complete if she went along with it. So there is that. Emily Blunt and Oppenheimer. I'm kind of forced to put Emily Blunt at number 2 because a lot of people are saying that she is either number 2 or she might win. That would be very bizarre given how little screen time she has. So I don't know, but it's strange that people are there seems to be a lot of like passion for her. Or something like that. Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. I think she gets nominated. This is where I also feel like Taraji P. Henson for The Color Purple makes an appearance. I feel like she's going to get nominated here. Again, it's so weird. I feel like the SAG Awards are either going to really love The Color Purple or really hate it and only give it SAG Ensemble. So this is tough. And this is where I feel like Viola Davis for Air is going to pop in. I feel like there's a good chance that Viola Davis could get in everywhere. Like, I think the Golden Globes are going to nominate her because they're going to love Air. The Critics' Choice might go for Viola Davis. What is it? SAG would probably go for Viola Davis. And there's even a good chance that Viola Davis would be saved by the jury in the BAFTAs, but I still don't think she gets in at the Oscars. I don't think the movie is strong enough for any acting nominations. America Ferrera for Barbie, I feel like I have at number 6. She could very well make her way in. She could definitely get into the SAG Awards for supporting actress. Other possible contenders, Julianne Moore for May December, maybe. Jodie Foster for Nyad. Penelope Cruz for Ferrari. I feel like Penelope Cruz could maybe like either only like get like the surprise Oscar nomination, or you know, like there might be a chance that BAFTA goes for her and then the Oscars follow suit, sort of like how Jessie Buckley got that. Then some others like Issa Rae for American Fiction, Florence Pugh for Oppenheimer, Halle Bailey for The Color Purple, Rhea Perlman for Barbie, Rosamund Pike for Saltburn, and Kathy Bates for Are You There, God's Me, Margaret. Honestly, it's really just between those 9, like the 9, like, or at least like the top 9, like from Issa Rae down to Kathy Bates. It's probably like just, like more placeholders. And then I think the final category we're going to be talking about today is stunt ensemble. This, I'm not going to lie, has me such in a loop. Because stunt ensemble is so unpredictable. Like, who knows what they will do? Because here's the thing about stunt ensemble. I'm not like, this category needs improved in the SAG Awards, because the people who nominate and vote for stunt ensemble, it's the entire SAG, Screen Actors Guild. And here's my thing about stunt actors. All stunt performers are actors, but not all actors are stunt performers. Like, I feel like if you're gonna have more accurate, results, I feel like you should have only, like, the stunt performers nominate and vote for this category. Or at the very least, do it like what the Oscars do and have them nominate the nominees. Because sometimes sometimes the nominees just make no sense whatsoever. Like, it's usually, like either Best Picture nominees or, like, some of the most popular, stunt movies of the year. But again, there's, like, movies that don't really make a lot of sense. Like, The Irishman. Like, why was The Irishman nominated for stunt ensemble? That's just very weird. And the winners are even weirder. Like, Wonder Woman beat Dunkirk and Baby Driver for some reason. And John Wick Chapter 2, I don't even think was nominated. None of the John Wick movies have been nominated for stunts. And I think in 2018, despite the fact that Mission Impossible Fallout had come out that year, SAG Stunt Ensemble went to Black Panther, which, why Black Panther? Like Mission Impossible clearly had better, more impressive stunts, but again, they liked Black Panther more. But this is tough. Because sometimes they don't always do that. Like, it's so unpredictable. Because, yeah, right now, I don't have I don't have John Wick Chapter 4 in stunt ensemble, because they just don't go for the John Wick movies. Even though it should be in there, they just don't do John Wick. So right now I have Ferrari. I think maybe Ferrari wins, because right now it makes the most sense for the SAG Awards right now, because I also have Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Killers of the Flower Moon, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and The Creator. Again, I'm not saying The Creator makes a ton of sense, but who knows? But the reason why I'm thinking Ferrari might take it, because, like, I want to say maybe Mission Impossible, but people don't really give a shit about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. I don't really think they care about the movie. So, and it didn't do well at the box office, so it's like, I don't know. Whereas with Ferrari, it is going to be fresh in people's minds, and you do have a lot of car scenes. It's just tough. And again, you're wondering why I have Killers of the Flower Moon on there. This is just like that Irishman nomination. I don't know if it makes sense, or granted, I have not seen the movie, so maybe there are a bunch of, like, big crazy stunts in there. But right now, like, I can see the SAG Awards going for that. And let's look at, like, number 6, I have Barbie. I don't know, maybe they could do Barbie. Like, there is a fight at the end between all the Kens, and there is some, like, wire work and stuff, so maybe they could do that. Number 7, I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Marvel does typically get in. Like, that is a thing. Also, if I'm not mistaken, Captain America the Winter Soldier did not get in at the SAG Awards. Let me look it up. Yeah, my God. Captain America the Winter Soldier actually did not get in. It didn't get nominated for SAG Stunt Ensemble. Like, what? That is really weird. Again, they will do some weird snubs like that. And again, number 8, John Wick Chapter 4. I'm not predicting that to get nominated for stunt ensemble. They don't like the John Wick movies. Number 9, Napoleon. Maybe that could happen. I don't know. Maybe that could happen because there is a bunch of horror stuff. And again, they do seem to like Ridley Scott. I mean, God, they really loved House of Gucci. Like, they loved House of Gucci. The Marvels at number 10. I don't know. Color Purple at number 11. I don't know. Number 12, Rustin. Number 13, Fast X. 14, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and Extraction 2 at number 15. I don't, like, this is a really tough category. I'm thinking maybe Ferrari wins, but I don't know. It really is tough, because if Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 honestly could maybe win this over Ferrari. It might, but again, it's just tough. Actually, let me look at the winner, at like some of the past winners. Because, here are the past winners. Top Gun Maverick, that was in Best Picture. No Time to Die did beat Dune. And that was a car movie. And that was a car movie. It beat Dune, the Best Picture nominee. Wonder Woman 1984, for some reason, won. Like, that was weird. Which was even weirder, because, like, Tenet didn't even get nominated that year. And that has, like, some of the most impressive stunts of that year. 2019 Avengers Endgame somehow beat Ford v Ferrari. Like hell, it beat 4 Best Picture nominees: Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Joker, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Again, I'm not surprised it beat The Irishman, because what? Why The Irishman? And maybe Joker as well. But it's like, God. Black Panther. Black Panther won, but again, that was in Best Picture. And it beat out, it somehow beat out Mission Impossible Fallout. Wonder Woman beat Baby Driver, Dunkirk, but, God, it's just weird. Like, they are really unpredictable. They will sometimes go for Best Picture nominees, and yet sometimes they won't. They've gone for Best Picture nominees like Top Gun Maverick, like Black Panther, like Hacksaw Ridge, like Mad Max Fury Road, like Inception, but then they'll have movies that do end up beating Best Picture nominees that, like No Time to Die, like Wonder Woman 1984, like Avengers Endgame, like Wonder Woman. Like, it's just weird. It's just so strange. Like, I don't know what's happening with this movie. I don't know what's happening in Stunt Ensemble. It could either be Ferrari or Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, because I don't know, like, if Barbie gets nominated, would it actually win? Like, would that actually win? Like, that's just, I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. This is really strange. But I want to pass the question off to you. What do you think of my October SAG predictions? You know, like I said, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated on my predictions as the year goes on. And again, we're getting closer to awards season. That's going to be a lot of fun. Whatever the case may be, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to consider becoming a member of the channel. Like I said, for $4.99 a month, you get member shoutouts, members only live chats, member requested reviews, and you get badges and emojis. It's going to be a lot of fun. And consider hitting that subscribe button, because if you don't, maybe you will get punched by the Stunt Ensemble Award.